guys, and welcome back to Project Z Garage. My name is Ansar, and today with my help from my brother Al, we are going to be doing a invisible mask on this car, or a clear bra to cover the hood, the front of the hood, the sides of the fender, and the back of the mirrors. So this is the vinyl right here, or the clear bra that you get from Invisible Mask. That's the brand that we're using. Here's all the products that are included in the kit. We got the basic hood kit, I believe. What it comes with is the microfiber cloth. It comes with a razor, syringe to measure the soap, hard rubber squeegee, and two spray bottles, 32 ounce spray bottles, 2 of them. One will be for your alcohol and water mixture, and one's going to be for your soap mixture. And those 2 things you have to buy. So the things we'll have to pick up is some distilled water and some isopropyl rubbing alcohol and some baby shampoo. So let's see if you can see it pretty. This stuff's pretty clear. You can barely see it on the actual backing, but it's gonna cover, like I said before, the very front of the hood. Maybe like almost a third of the hood. Third of the hood. It's gonna cover the side of the fenders right here, just the front part, and the back of the mirrors, as I spoke to you before. Now, you know, our car is not perfect. It does have a couple of rock chips, but I figured to prevent further rock chips and protect the front of the car, as it's not bad. We do have some bad rock chips on this side, so we'll see how it'll cover and how it looks. But the other side looks good, and the front of the hood looks good. You can't really see any major rock chips right now. So to protect it from further damage, we're gonna put this on. Now again, this brand is Invisible Mask. That's the brand that we went with. I will put the link to the website in the description below, so you guys can check it out. You know, prices change all the time, so you guys are gonna have to go to the site to see what the prices are, as we bought this a while ago, so we just got around to doing it now. And especially now that the front of the car is looking so nice, we want to keep it that way and protect it with a
detailed clay barred, compound, and polished, so now's the best time to do it.
Well, there you go. So we're starting with a clean car that's been already polished and compound, so there's no crap on it. We will wipe this down with some alcohol to get any type of waxes off the hood, so that it'll help with the bonding of the clear bra. Now, first thing we're gonna do is fill these bottles up with some distilled water and work on our mixture. So for the alcohol, well, let's work with the baby shampoo. So with the first bottle, we're going to be filling it up with 32 ounces of distilled water, and then we're going to use the syringe to measure 1.5 to 2 mils of baby shampoo. And the same with the second bottle. We're going to be filling it up with 24 ounces of distilled water and 8 ounces of rubbing alcohol. So Al's working right now on filling the first bottle up.
Tell me when to stop.
So this one we're gonna fill to the rim, right? This is gonna be our baby shampoo option container. So one cool thing is that these bottles are really clearly labeled. To get to 32 ounces, it's gonna be right here up to the fill ring. That'll be 32, and the side of it's really well labeled too, so you can see how many ounces you have in it. Keep going, keep going. Almost there. And stop. Perfect. So now, well, while we have both, let's just fill both up. This one will be 24 ounces.
Where's 24 ounces?
So 24 ounces should be right there.
Okay, you got 2 minutes, stop.
So just to show again that it's pretty clearly written out, so you can see how much you have poured into the bottle. So This one's gonna be 24 ounces. And oh, right there. That's good. Perfect. So what we're gonna do now is open our syringe. You know, it's always good to have a table so you can organize all the parts that you need. And you should always mix this first because you don't want to be rushing to do this as you're peeling the clear bra off. So let's see what we got. So we got the syringe.
What do you need at?
So let's fill the alcohol first. The alcohol is 8 ounces. So you need to fill.
Look on this and see.
Right, so then you know what? You're just gonna fill it with alcohol till it hits 32 then, right?
Hold steady. Hold steady.
It is steady. And that's it. Perfect. So there you go. So just to keep these separated so we don't mix them up. Actually, you know what you should do? I'll grab a marker. Let's put a marker on it. There's a marker in the toolbox. And we're gonna put, I guess, a A on one and an S on the other one. So S will be our soap solution and A is gonna be our alcohol solution. So, yes.
So we just gotta do one.
Yeah, that's fine.
There.
And with the soap solution, so that's what we're gonna need the, you didn't put any soap in it yet.
Which is the alcohol one, the covered alcohol one. Alright, I'll do that. And how many milliliters of this do you need?
So that one is 1.5 to 2 milliliters. So I guess let's do 2. Alright, so we have 2 milliliters of baby shampoo that we're going to be adding to this one. And there we go. So that pretty much is going to complete our 2 bottle mixtures. And the next thing we're going to do is, you know what, I think we're going to use some of our alcohol solution to spray the hood down and then wipe it with a clean microfiber cloth that we have, just to make sure we get all the wax off of it. So right now Al's just wiping all the alcohol.
You can see this car was clean.
Yeah, it's clean. I mean, you did polish it a ton the other day, but we want to get any dust that has fall overnight, you know, trying to strip any wax or, you know, polishing compound, all that stuff off of the car, because it needs to be completely stripped and just bare paint.
See, the car's clean, just get that wax crap off.
There you go. What I'm thinking we might do is maybe just take the razor and cut the clear bra section out that we need. Or do you think we should
absolutely cut out the section we need and then roll it down,
just to make it easier so that we don't get any
so
dirt.
we gotta, like, pull it off with dirt. Absolutely.
And also it'll help us to figure out which side is which, so we don't by accidentally try to stick on the wrong side. Guys, so just got you propped up. We're trying to get a decent angle. We're gonna focus on this part right here, which comes in the kit. It's part of the hood kit. Down with some soapy solution. There we go. Now with the soapy solution, it allows you to move it around, so that's going to help, I believe. But you also got to be careful, because when you move one side, you're moving the other side too.
Yeah, that's the sucky part.
But you want to be able to do that. And we're going to tack down one side. which we're probably gonna have to do.
Should I squeeze you this?
Yeah, I would squeeze you. Let's squeeze you the top first. Where did you put the squeegee?
It's on top of the car.
There we go. Just for the hell of it, we're gonna spray this down too, so it's clean.
No, that's holes. That's shit.
What are you doing?
There's some bubbles in there. Yep. Yep. All right, guys, that was really difficult. What you really got to make sure with this film is that you never go over the curve on the edges, because it seems like once it goes over that curve, it's hell to get the water out, and it just will not dry to the piece. The heat from your finger is actually pretty good to get it to hold down very well. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Yeah, so pretty much try to stay as far away from the edge within reason. I mean, I know that's our initial idea is like, oh, let's get as close as we can get to the edge, but you're gonna have to listen to the instructions, what they say, which is pretty much, what is it, an eighth?
An eighth of an inch to the edge.
An eighth of an inch to the edge. So, after all the luck we got with that, we're gonna say screw it, and we're gonna try to do the big piece over the hood. It might be a little bit easier seeing that it's a flat area we're working on, but we're gonna have to listen to our own advice. And you know, we can't get it exactly on the edge. We need to stay a little bit away and position it properly. So that's what we are going to do.
You good here?
So I just wiped it back down with the alcohol spray. And now we are going to try to work on the hood. So let's get to it. Spray everything down. Do you spray your hands good?
Yeah, good.
Alright, so you see how Al's trying to lay it into the groove of the hood? You want that to lay flat. You don't want it to have a lot of tension, and then you work your way out from there. So try to lay it into the groove first and then work your way out. This way you're not putting a ton of tension on the film where it will pop up later on when it gets hot. And it's just going to slowly work with the squeegee into that space, and then we'll work our way all the way to the edge. Now the middle looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty shot on there. I mean, there is some stretching and pulling we're gonna have to do to get it perfect where we want it, and it's not gonna be exactly on the edge of the bumper. You have to I mean, of the hood. You have to realize that there will be a little bit of a gap between the edge of the hood and where the plastic, the clear bra is, and it's gonna take some time to readjust it. Just make sure you put a lot of soapy water on your hands and on the substrate there, the hood and the material, so you have the ability to move it around. All right, guys, I think that we're gonna call it a day with what we have right now. We were able to get the fenders on, the film on the fenders and on the front of the hood on both sides. We're gonna leave the mirrors for another day because it's getting late, and this was a lot of work. I'm sure if you're a professional will be able to get this done a lot faster than us, but it does take a lot of time to position it where you want it to be, because you can get it great on this side and then you work your way that way and it's off by a quarter of an inch, and you need to pull it back up and readjust it, and we did a lot of that on both sides. And we even decided to cut a piece here because it was hanging over a little too far, and if you try to wrap it around, it doesn't do well with wrapping around. It wants to lay flat on the panel. So that's something to know before you try to do this, that you really want it to be flat on the panel. You don't want it hanging over any of the edges or trying to wrap it around an edge, because it just won't stay as in our own. And the other thing is that it's not, I mean, this is the first time we're trying it, and it didn't come out perfect. Like, the lines aren't perfect, but it's hard to see unless you're right up on the car, and you can see that we're a little bit off on certain parts. And Al right now is working on trying to get a couple of bubbles that we found. Now, another issue we realized is that if you have any rock chips, the water will sit in there and it's really hard to get them out. You're gonna have to use a pin and prick it a little and to squeeze the water out.
I don't suggest that shit.
You don't suggest doing that?
No, I say try and squeeze it out the best you can.
All right, well,
You put a pin in it, and
they do
then
get-
you start
they-
introducing more air into it, and I don't know what to tell you.
all right, but you know, the directions does say that you can use some sort of air relief device to try to get it out, but not for nothing, from anywhere, you know, a couple of feet back, it looks great. You would have to be right up on it, and it will protect the hood and the sides of the fenders and the mirrors if any rock chips, because this is a daily driving car and it's just part of life. You will get rock chips, so this will help you in preventing that, even if it's a little off. Although I'm telling you, I don't think 90% of the people will notice it unless they're really paying attention. I mean, how much was the kit, Al? Do you remember?
170.
The kit, when we bought it, was 170 bucks. For 170 bucks, it'll protect you from having to respray your hood or the fronts of your fenders. It's a pretty good investment, I believe. And another thing, don't have your dog around, because he will shake and you will get here, as we did find, and we had to pull it back up and wash it out. So don't have your dog around when doing this, or else you're gonna be spending a lot of time finding hair under it and having to pull it back up. Other than that, the cuts were pretty close, but I mean, every car is different, and even though these clear bras are cut especially for each car, there will be adjustment needed for them, and you might need to stretch it a little. You might end up having to cut a piece off if it's really off. I mean, that could just be from our poor installation and, you know, not lining it up perfect, so we had a little bit of hangover, so we ended up just cutting it so we won't make a mess or make it look worse by trying to pull it off again. So I don't know, final thoughts, Al?
I wouldn't do this again. That's the truth. I wouldn't do this again.
No?
I ain't gonna lie to nobody out there. I would not do this again.
Well, you heard it. Al doesn't know if he would do it again, but if you have a brand new car and you want to try it, what's the worst that you'll have to do is peel it off and throw it away. So it is $175 down the drain, but if you could get it pretty close and you want to try it, maybe, or even maybe just get the film itself and try to cut it yourself, because part of that price is having the pre-cut patterns to go onto your car. Maybe you want to just buy a roll of just some sort of clear protective film and go at it with what do you call it? They have those knifeless tape.
Yeah.
That might have been a good
That would
idea.
have been a better
Put
idea.
some knifeless tape down, put the clear bra over it, or clear coating over it, and then use that to cut it. That might have been a great idea, because then you have a little more flexibility on where the cuts will be. Now thinking about it and talking about it, it kind of makes sense. Maybe that might have been the way to go. But I mean, the product itself is really nice. It's thick. It's very thick. It's definitely thicker than normal vinyl, I would think. What do you think, Al?
Yeah.
It's pretty thick, because I mean, you could really pull on it, and it was nice. So I feel like the thickness of this will definitely hold up better to rock chips than some of the other competitors, and just doing like a clear vinyl, that it might hold up a little better if you could check the thickness on it. So I mean, Al's opinion is that he wouldn't do this again. Also, another quick tip is to have a heat gun. The heat gun definitely helped us to get around some of these reliefs in the hood, you know, the bends in the hood. It helped to stick it a little better and stretch it. It definitely helped out. So definitely having a heat gun and just being careful with it helped a lot. And truthfully, if someone were to look at this, I think it looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty good. It doesn't look like some noob did it, which we are. So it really is up to you. It was a lot of work. It took us a long time, because we had to readjust it, pull it back up, put it back down, readjust it again. So it does take some skill into doing this. So big props to all those professionals that are doing this. It is not easy. So the extra cost, having a professional do it, is probably worth it if you don't really want to spend the time to do this. But if you're a do-it-yourselfer and you want to take on a challenge, this is definitely a challenge. But I think you'll be pretty happy with the results once you're done, you know. And you have the added benefit of it saving your hood and the added protection of the paint. So I think we're gonna call it a day right now. We're both really tired. We're probably gonna address the mirrors another day. So until next time, guys, follow us on Instagram at Project Z Garage, on Twitter at Project Z Garage, and we'll catch you in the next video. You guys take it easy.